Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and we're taking a look up in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan. We'll be doing things a little bit different today, looking at the collegiate level as the Michigan Wolverines are building a super team down there in Ann Arbor. We'll be taking a look at that roster, potentially 3 top 5 overall picks in next year's draft, a couple of first rounders in the past 2 years of drafts, as well as some other prospects and commits down the road. We'll be taking a look at all of that in this video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below, and let's get into this video. Alright, so before we get too far into this video, I want to give a quick plug. Guys, we're talking about Michigan. Things are not going so well on the football field for the Michigan Wolverines. We talk about that at Goal Line Sports, where we talk about things, all things college football. If you're interested in that, make sure to check out our other channel here, our brother channel at Goal Line Sports. We do weekly highlights, recaps, as well as previews and predictions for the following weeks ahead. And my thing obviously falls. Great job. But we're taking a look at the University of Michigan today, as they are building a super team in the Big Ten. Now, looking at their roster right now, you have some really talented players. Couple of first-round pick selections in here. Draft prospects for the 2021 NHL Draft. Not to mention 3 of them, humble brag, are projected to go in the top 5, possibly even in the top 10. And we look at that here. So, first big name off the board, Cam York. Former Anaheim native. He's a Philadelphia Flyers draft prospect back in the day. Cam York, this kid has a lot of potential. And this is a guy, he's going to be one of the leaders for this team. Left shot defenseman, 19 years old. 14th overall selection in the 2019 NHL Draft by the Philadelphia Flyers. Cam York is one of those guys to keep an eye on because, again, those defensemen are always very valuable. And he looks like a legit player. This kid, he's going to be exciting to watch, and I think what we can see from him is some real potential as a top 4 defenseman moving forward for the Philadelphia Flyers, and I think he could jump into the Flyers lineup next season. So another year here in Michigan, I think he'll be ready to go. So Matt Benniers, this is another guy that we were hearing about. He's a Massachusetts native. He's 18 years old right now. He's been playing in the USHL with the U.S. U.S. National Under 18 development team, and he's going to be playing at Michigan next year. And this kid is legit. He's projected to go in the top 10 in the 2021 NHL Draft. And again, he's a left shot. He's a forward. He's a very versatile player. Matt Benniers is a guy to keep your eye on. Especially this season with the draft projections, you're going to hear Matty Benniers' name thrown out there. He's a freshman, so there's going to be a lot of excitement around this guy. So another freshman that we need to mention here, he's projected to go in the top 10 as well, potentially in the top 3, which I've been hearing from some people. And this kid, guys, another center, 18 years old, been playing in the BCHL with the Trail Smoke Eaters. Kent Johnson. Kent Johnson will be playing at the University of Michigan next season, and he is a really solid prospect. Like I said, projected to go in the top 10 next year, and this kid is looking like a superstar on the horizon. Could be a difference maker in an organization. And guys, he looks, oh man, I'm excited to see what this kid does. A lot of hype around him right now. And again, if you know anything about this Michigan team, there's a lot of hype around this entire team. But very exciting to see what he could do next year. Next guy to keep an eye on. 2019 draft pick in the first round. 30th overall by the Boston Bruins. 19-year-old Elmira native John Beecher. John Beecher last season with Michigan in his freshman season put up 16 points in 31 games. 9 goals, 7 assists in the Big Ten. John Beecher is one of those guys that Bruins fans are already getting excited about, and rightfully so. He looks like a really talented prospect, former first round draft pick. That's a guy you have to keep an eye on, and he has the projection to be a top 6 center in the NHL, and that would be huge for the Boston Bruins as we see the decline of guys like Bergeron and the guys like Backus leaving and Krejci. A guy like John Beecher could slot right into that moving forward for the Boston Bruins. So now, take a look at the Manhattan, California Beach native. Brendan Brasson, 19 years old, played with the Chicago Steel last season, put up 59 points in the USHL. A Vegas Golden Knights draft pick, 29th overall in the 2020 NHL draft. Brendan Brasson is projected to be a very solid top 6 winger. And Brendan Brasson is another guy, again, like a lot of these guys, there's a lot of hype around him. His first season up at Michigan, a freshman. Like I said, they are building something special right now in Michigan, and I really like the potential of Brendan Brasson. Now there's another guy, Michael Pastegov. He's been with Michigan for a couple of seasons. As an overager, I wouldn't be surprised if he was brought into a team as a free agent. Pastegov has spent the last 3 years at Michigan. He's put up some pretty solid numbers over the past couple of seasons. 37 points in his 3 seasons up at Michigan. 17 goals. He's a pretty solid prospect, and I think there's a guy, like I said, as an overager, could get into the NHL. Kind of like a Johnny Gaudreau, an undrafted steal. Now, I'm not saying he's the next Johnny Gaudreau, but I think he has the potential to really do something at the NHL. Once he gets that acclimation, I think he will be able to do that. I think this is a guy to keep an eye on for sure. Now, moving on. Now, we talked about this guy as going number 2 in the 2021 NHL draft video I did about a week or two ago, talking about the projections for the top 10 for the draft class in 2021. And the big name, rightfully fitting so big, the big name that we heard at number 2, unbelievable name. He needs his own spy movie. 6'5", 211-pound, Mississauga native, 17 years old, Owen Power. Owen Power is a left shot defenseman. In his 2 seasons so far with the Chicago Steel of the USHL, put up 65 points as a defenseman. That's pretty solid. Owen Power, guys, is going to be a top-tier selection in this year's draft. And like I said, I've already mentioned 3 guys that could go top 10 in the 2021 NHL draft. Power is expected to be the best out of those guys. But my goodness, guys, this is legit. This is a legit roster that they are building. Thomas Bordelo, again, another draft pick from the San Jose Sharks. And this is a guy that, again, the talent bleeds through. A second-round pick in the 2020 NHL draft. What are some other names here? And that seems to be it. But, guys, Michigan is going to be good this year. And a lot of you were mentioning in the comments about that, and I totally agree. I think Michigan, the problem with this is the hype that you build around them. I mean, guys, Wisconsin Badgers don't want me to talk about this, but remember that loaded Wisconsin Badgers team last year, right? How good they were supposed to be, and with Cole Caulfield and with Cole Caulfield and Alex Turcotte and Dylan Holloway, how good they were supposed to be, and they really struggled last year. Wyatt Kalynuk, Philadelphia property. Dylan Holloway, a draft pick this year. Let's take a look. Cole Caulfield, Montreal Canadiens, top 15 pick there. Gorniak, another Montreal pickup. Jesper Peltonen, he was drafted. Alex Turcotte, LA Kings. Keandre Miller, New York Rangers, potential to be a top 4 defenseman in the NHL. The Doogie brothers. So, there was a lot of expectations. Tony Granato and the Badgers were supposed to really be that team in the Big Ten last year. And Penn State, love them or hate them, they won the Big Ten last year. And they don't have all that talent and super prospects that Michigan and Wisconsin have had. So it just shows you that there is competition in the Big Ten. despite having that superpower team, Michigan is not guaranteed to win the Big Ten championship. If Wisconsin, they're going to look to win it this year, but because of what happened last year, Alex Turcotte's coming back. Cole Caulfield's probably coming back. So the rivalry will be big between Michigan and Wisconsin this year, and Penn State, who just is the reigning champion here in the Big Ten for 2020. So 2021 is going to be an interesting tale here. Hopefully things work out. But man, I'm excited to see. And there's always Arizona State. They're going to be an interesting team. Minnesota's always in the mix. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Michigan looks solid, but don't count your horses before they are in a row. Make sure you know what's going on first, because Michigan could be in for a heck of a situation here. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of the Michigan Wolverines going into this season? Do you think they will win the Big Ten? Do you think they're the best team? Do you think they're better than the Wisconsin Badgers? I think they have more depth than the Badgers or the Nittany Lions or Minnesota or any of those other schools. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of the Michigan Wolverines heading into this year? Let me know down below. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.